Guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are starting our baby watch weekly updates. So today will be my first weekly update, and hopefully I can do this for a little while, but I'm actually really not sure how much longer she's gonna hang in there. So let's get into the update. So this week I am 37 weeks. I'll be 38 weeks next week, and it'll be full term. So if I go into labor, they won't stop it. Even if I went into labor right now, they wouldn't stop it. So I could have an early August baby, mid-August baby, or late August baby. She could fall somewhere in one of those ranges. So, but I'm 37 weeks this week, and I'm about halfway through it. But at my last doctor's appointment, I'm going to kind of touch on that because I have another one today. Usually I have them on Wednesdays, but I have a few on Thursdays. So usually I would have some information for you, but I have one today at 4, so I can always put in if anything changed in the description box. So last week they did, I saw a different OB because my regular OB wasn't there, and I really like her. And I would be totally cool if she was in the delivery room or whatnot. So, so she went ahead and did a cervical check on me. They normally don't start doing cervical checks until 37 weeks, which is what I am now. But I told her that, and I don't know if anyone has ever experienced, this may be a little TMI, but yeah, I've already explained like way in the beginning of my pregnancy that I'm going to talk about everything, like whether it's TMI or not, because it could be helpful for someone. But I remember this vividly as a young, man, I can't remember how old I was when I started my period, but I was like at least in 6th grade. So I was probably like 12 or 11 when I started my period. But I vividly remember my like vaginal bones aching down there, almost like they were spreading. So, and it only happened like when I was younger, when I was like just kind of starting my period younger. So I never really noticed it that much as I got older, but I started noticing it, and so I let the OB know that I told her, I was like, I basically have like an achy vagina right now. Like it feels achy. So she was like, would you like me to check you? And I was like, yeah, if you want to. And she's like, normally we don't check at 36 weeks, but I think she was thinking that was a sign of dilation. So she was probably wanting to see how far I've dilated. And so she checked me, and I was only 1 1/2 centimeters dilated. I was a little disappointed, but she said, you know, you don't want to have a 36-weeker, even though typically you don't have any NQ time. Kind of depends on the baby. Typically everything's usually fine, but you would always have that term of preterm labor to you for the rest of your pregnancies. So she was like, you know, that's okay, and she didn't want to stretch me out, because sometimes I kind of stretch you out when they're doing cervical checks. If you don't know what a cervical check is, it's like a PAP, but worse. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Like, a lot of women say it's really painful, and they couldn't handle it, and I actually felt fine. It was almost like, I don't know, like someone's hand is inside you, basically. So, you know, it wasn't that painful for me. The rest of the evening, though, like as the evening went on, I started to like not feel very good. So I'm having another one today, so we'll see how I feel. So she said I was 1.5 centimeters dilated and 80% effaced. So I was actually more effaced than dilated. And in the moms group that I'm in on Facebook, there's people that are 39 weeks and only 50% effaced. So that's why I think she's going to be early, because she was already 80% effaced at 36 weeks. And the OB advised me. She didn't put me on bed rest. She said she wasn't putting me on bed rest, but she was just giving me some advice to just kind of take it easy, to, not do too much, because again, you don't want that preterm labor to your name for the rest of your pregnancies. So, she didn't really put me on bed rest, but she was just kind of like, you might want to slow down a little, because I told her I like to keep busy, I like to be up, I like to be about. I went from working full-time to working part-time to not working at all. So it's kind of, it was like a gradual change for me, but it still feels like a really big change for me. So she just kind of advised me to take it easy. So I did my best to take it easy. I really tried. So hopefully, hopefully everything will look good. She said the cervix is softening and she is coming down the birth canal. And so, like, everything's happening what's supposed to happen. It just, it might have been happening a little quicker than they would like, because I'm just one of those people that just likes to be up. So, but yeah, that was the numbers I got at my last doctor's appointment, and then at this one I should have either the same or new numbers. I'm hoping for new numbers, at least in the dilation department. Just because I'm tired. I'm very uncomfortable. I'm very tired. I forgot what it was, like what it felt like to sleep comfortably at night. Even though when she comes here, there isn't going to be much sleeping anyway, but like to just be comfortable laying down, I forgot what that feels like. And my feet are permanently swollen. So they're just swollen all the time. They're, they're not super swollen right now. My toes look a little swollen. They're not super swollen. They get more swollen as the day goes on, and it's itchy, it's uncomfortable, it hurts to walk on them. They're so swollen. Yesterday I was icing them, and just, So I am kind of hoping for a little more progression, but nothing where they're like, whoa, hold on, just slow down, I don't want anything like that, but I do want some progression. So yeah, that was the doctor's appointment. For me personally, as of now, clearly I have a cold. My husband had a cold. He thinks it was a cold, and well, he's pretty sure it was a cold because now I have it. He's feeling better, and now here I am, sounding like Stuffy McGee, and I have a runny nose, and woke up with a little bit of a sore throat this morning, probably just from the drainage and all that, but I'm going to try and ignore it because I don't have time to be sick. I have to push out a baby in a couple weeks, so a couple days, whenever. I don't have time for this, honestly. So we're just going to pretend that this cold isn't happening right now, because I don't have time for it. What else? I've been really hungry again, very, very hungry. Still super thirsty. You know, I read this somewhere, and now I can't remember where pregnant women like choke on their water like constantly. It goes down the wrong pipe or some. I read it. I could have sworn I read it somewhere, and now I can't find it anywhere. But I have been doing that since. I've been doing that for like a good solid 2 months now. And last night it was like an orange juice type drink, and it came out through my nose, and I was coughing, and I was peeing myself while I was coughing. You know, like you just dribble a little bit, but it just keeps coming. so I'm just over it. But you know, that's been happening. Every time I sneeze, I pretty much dribble, basically. Like I dribbled a lot a couple days ago, and I was just standing there after I sneezed, and Alex was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I like legit almost just like peed my entire self." And he was like, "You better change your underwear right now." So I'm at that point in my pregnancy that I'm doing that. So this is so much fun. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to try and keep it pretty short and sweet. I can show you my bump. She is moving a little bit right now, so she's awake. Huh. You ready to come out? I'm ready for you to come out. All right. Here it is. Here she is. In here. I actually feel like she's dropped today. I actually feel really low today, which could be why I'm peeing myself. So yeah. There she is. She's sticking out a limb over here. One thing I forgot to mention, I'm still having that weird back pain, pulsating spinal pain. Sometimes it happens when I'm having a Braxton Hicks contraction. It happens more often than it doesn't when I'm having a Braxton Hicks contraction, but it's not consistent. And my contractions still aren't really very consistent to a degree. I usually have them in the mornings quite a bit, at night, and yeah, pretty much just mornings and night. But I will get that like, it just takes my breath away. So I did kind of try and do a little more research. It could be my ligaments softening, and back pain is just really common in pregnancy. I just thought it was weird that it was coming along with my contractions, and that it was like pulsating pain. Sometimes I can kind of work through the pain, and sometimes I'm just bracing myself. So, not sure, but it could just be my ligaments softening when I have a Braxton Hicks. I don't know. I've talked to my doctor about it before, and she's just kind of like, it's a little weird, but so much happens to your body in pregnancy that's so, like, not explainable. It's like, it's just so, like, well, I guess this is pregnancy type thing. So, but yeah, everything always seems good. Blood pressure, her heartbeat, and all that kind of stuff always seems good. And she's still a very active baby in there, super active. So she hasn't slowed down one single bit. So yeah, that was my 37-week pregnancy update. I had to think about it for a minute of what week I'm on. So I hope you guys found that helpful or entertaining or whatnot. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that you can keep up to date with me. and the baby. I'll probably update on Instagram more when I'm in labor and when she's here, so be sure to go follow me there, because that's probably when you would get real-time updates, quicker than YouTube, for sure. So yeah, be sure to follow me on Instagram, that way you can have some real-time updates. I'll try and be better about updating there more. So yes, as always, live life in full bloom, and I will see you guys later. Bye.